What's up, everybody? I finally hit the button to go live. It's one of those days. Everything's fine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is the Lore Games. It's Thursday. How are you doing? How is everybody?
Yay. Lord.
You guys doing good tonight?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doing great.
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yay! Let's go. We got this, guys. We're partying. Let's go. Man, let me tell you, it's been a busy week. It's going to continue to be a busy week. But nothing says future like working on the Lore Games, because this is where it all happens. The Lore Games, the 30,000-foot view of the adult fantasy universe. This is where all the magic happens. This is how we are making stories and games and comics and novels and pretty much everything in the universe, and we show you how to do it too. Like, this is not just about us, it's about you, and we want everyone to be able to make whatever it is that they want to make. And especially now, since let's be real, mass media, big corporate media projects suck ass. So you might as well just say screw it and learn how to make your own shit. And so we got a good team today. We got Dusty Sky. What up, Dusty?
Hi, Dusty.
Heyo.
I like that background,
Avery,
Dusty.
we got Avery, aka Studio 7.62, and we got Zach. How you doing, Spear Heaven?
I am.
You're good.
Yeah, basically.
There you go.
Everyone's good.
Thanks, Avery. Thanks, Avery. I was trying to think of a pithy, funny joke to make, and I was all I could think of were drug jokes, sex jokes, and racially inappropriate jokes. So thank you for saving me from myself.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, what do you guys think about this?
Oh dear.
Dusty's invite said it was pants optional tonight.
Oh my God.
Well, technically, I'm wearing shorts, so I think that qualifies.
Wow. That is
Excellent. That's fantastic, dude.
I should just leave that up there.
You should just keep it
Just
there.
that is-
appreciate myself.
It fits
Wow.
Lore Games, sir. It fits. Like it is. Your sense of humor is more than welcome here.
it's very artistic and tasteful.
It's Burt Reynolds, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I could tell by the body there.
Yeah, you got some good taste there.
You got some good taste there.
Just going to get a velour painting of that.
I'd
wall.
much rather go with Sally Fields back in Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh yeah, man. She was hot.
She was so cute.
She was really cute. Didn't she end up dating Burt Reynolds during that movie?
I think they did date for a bit back then.
I think
Who
they did.
wouldn't?
Yeah.
Burt was the man. That stash commanded power, man.
Yeah. He did stash it. Would you just call it a stash of valor?
Yeah, I know. I said it commanded power and respect.
Oh, commanded power.
Yeah.
I like stash of valor though. That's
Oh, that's
Stash of
maybe
valor.
that's good enough too.
Oh, that's a character.
yeah.
stash of valor.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm gonna write that down. In fact, I really will write that down. Let me edit. Hold on. Stash of valor. Hold on. So we're gonna get into this. Dusty, can you share the Lore Game screen, please?
Sure.
Let me write. I'm busy writing.
Oh,
Stash.
wrong tab.
Oh
tab.
my
So
God.
sorry.
Oh my God. Oh. Oh.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Wait, put that back up.
Wrong tab.
What? Oh,
Oh my God. Between that and Burt Reynolds, I'm gonna come.
Wow. It really is what you think it is.
Exactly.
Well, the funny thing is that I know that was meant as an Andrew joke, but he can't even be bothered.
He
to
wasn't
be
here. I know.
Still funny.
It's hilarious.
Anytime's a good time to shit on Andrew, whether he's here or not.
This is true. We love Andrew. We miss you, Andrew. Try to don't touch the kids. Okay. Anyway.
Let's not James Gunn our friend.
No, he's a good dude. We love him. I'm just. It's so tempting to shit on him. It's
I know.
It's just that they just.
There's just something about Andrew that makes you want to pick on him. I think it's biological. It's like a pheromone he gives off.
It's just the it's just the jokes. The jokes keep coming. Just like the kids.
Yeah, and so do the furries.
They're the furries.
They just-
Anyway, so we are here. We are ready. Dusty, would you do the honors? Do you want to kind of recap where we are and maybe go through some of the notes? Or am I going to do this?
Sure.
No,
You want me to do this?
he doesn't actually, Todd.
Yeah, he has no.
I
He has
really
no
don't.
clue.
I really don't.
He has no clue what we're talking about. Dusty has no idea what we're saying.
I don't. I'm trying.
Okay, that's fine. All right, let me get to it. Let me read it. So basically, where we are is we are in episode 3. I just put it in an episode 3 column, and basically we started kind of working on a generalized story circle. We started looking at who is involved. We know that Carl potentially could be there, or like the main character is like a criminal, lifelong, but always been a loner, forced to work on team heist, trepidations for doing it. We thought about tapping into Ocean's 11 or Italian Job or Rafifi or Ronin, Spies Like Us, No Country for Old Men. I think we know the idea now. You've got a team of patsies, which is Team A, and then Team B is basically Ocean's 11, the suave, good-looking criminals, right? Team A are completely bumbling fools. We were talking about the movie Free Guy, where you have like this low-level petty criminal that finally gets his chance at the big time, kind of like a terrible white rapper that everyone knows sucks, but somehow gets a shot.
I don't know why this makes me think of these issues of Justice League, because it's not really the same thing. But for some reason, it makes me think of there were these issues in the Giffen days, Justice League, with Adam Hughes art.
Oh yeah,
where this one sucker, this one stupid loser, wins all this. There's this bar in the DC universe where supervillains hang out. And this one loser, normal dude in a poker game, wins all these like BC level villains' weapons in a poker game and goes on a crime spree. And as the Justice League goes from crime scene to crime scene, and they see the MO, so they immediately go find that villain, kick their ass, and they're like, "It wasn't me." He's like, "I don't have my ice gun or whatever," and it's really this normal everyday loser.
Was that the Kevin McGuire years?
Yeah, but it was part of Adam Hughes's.
Adam
time.
Hughes, okay.
Yeah, and the issue's just hysterical.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. So yeah, it's kind of like that, right?
Yeah. It was like a 1 or 2 issue storyline that was really funny.
Right. We were talking about taking heist movie.
So am I going bald? Look at this. What's happening here? What's happening on this side?
Oh,
What's happening on this side?
It's running away.
That's
sorry.
The,
I'm just
no.
Like what the fuck, man?
You got the Stan Lee cut, bro. It's okay.
God dang it. Oh man.
Excelsior.
Rogaine.
Stan Lee was like one of the very first Hair Club for Men candidates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's why he had a real fucked up hairline. Like that was all Hair Club for Men, like 1960s.
I get some of that Ron Popeil GLH spray. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, God. How about the powder?
Yeah. The powder?
I think it's just the way I pulled my hair back. Anyway, sorry. I just had a crisis.
There was this weird powder that you were supposed to like dust your head with to fill in the gap.
Yeah.
It's weird, dude. I just shaved my head.
Anyway.
Sorry to derail.
No, look, man, we're going to go off the rails tonight, and it's totally okay because I think we've proven it from doing this a lot, Doc, that like
it helps.
Like, after the recap, going off the rails and just talking shit kind of helps. Like that's how you get some really weird ideas, right?
Yeah,
it's just
true
like
enough.
letting your mind wander on shit.
Yeah.
We talked about taking heist movie tropes, like where heists go wrong and they happen to go right. Sort of a series of unfortunate events makes the heist happen. Like they sat down, mapped out the entire process to achieve their goal, and when they do it, everything goes to shit, but they still have the same outcome. Like they use a map, but the map was upside down or from an older time frame, so the building's not even there. Like just really, really messed up. Maybe the guy who's like, this was, I think, Avery, an Averyism. Like maybe a guy who's essential to the plan gets caught with his pants down, and so they must improvise, which throws a wrench in the team B and the employer. Everything changes. Like maybe his car got towed or something, and so that opened up a big what if, which was like, what if the Mark, like the actual criminal who was going to get his stuff stolen, what if he was in on it? He actually knew he was going to get hit, but then the improv actually screws up his counter plans to counter the theft of his shit, right? Like maybe everybody knew it was going to happen, and the only thing that was like unexpected was like a series of unfortunate events where the buffoons actually like get the gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Classic 5-man group like Super Crooks. Maybe they need to audition. And so we then said, okay, well, the need is validation of greatness. And then they actually go on this adventure. They're prepping for the heist. They're doing the heist, succeeding. Acrobatics, maybe by falling down a ventilation shaft and magically avoiding laser traps, like breaks every bone in his body, but somehow like turns off the security grid. Like his head hits the fucking box or something. Maybe we said lizard guy always sets off alarms during practice rounds, and the real thing, he faints and does it completely unconscious, right? Maybe even lands on a security guard, I think, or a junction box or something. I think that shit is pretty funny.
So just like a total catastrophic failure, except they succeed somehow.
Yeah, exactly. This whole thing is a complete catastrophic failure, except it's like the water bottle where you throw the water bottle and it flips and it lands right side up. And it's just, they keep doing it. It's like they just keep rolling 20s somehow, but it's God's grace. I don't know. They steal maybe something from Finger Blaster. Maybe he's the Mark. He has an empty house, like that guy Jack Mahler's. Like he does like live streams out of his giant fucking empty closet.
Yeah.
But maybe it's like his place is made of gold or something. Or maybe his office is in the back of his mom's daycare center. We kind of went in different directions there. Potentially trying to steal his teeth like Kanye because they're worth like $1 million. Multi-story penthouse mansion, get to the roof, enter ventilation, go down to the basement to nullify security, but accidentally locks everything. So they have to take the stairs all the way back up. We said they break into the wrong penthouse. Maybe the main person lives one floor down. Then Judge Judy came into play. We said maybe that apartment is Betty White's apartment, or like a character that's like Betty White.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is the MacGuffin, in this case, we said, what if it was a necklace? The MacGuffin is actually there because Finger Blaster has a thing for gilfs. and so in a way of like having catastrophic failure be success, if they break into the wrong place and the actual object just happens to be there, right? Team A was supposed to break in while Team B robs the influencer or something. Maybe either they were sent on the wrong place on purpose, or they accidentally got to the wrong place that turned out to be the right place. We said Betty White is a coke dealer, and we called her Grandmam.
That's so good.
She gets the necklace because he's behind on payment for a few bricks. And maybe in real life she's Judge Judy, like maybe she's a judge. Maybe Finger Blaster owns a Shriner tank and they end up driving it out a window. And then Team B, which is the Ocean's 11 team, we said that potentially that could be Polar Star, Dead Step, Clairvoy, Golden Wing, and maybe some Skeletor character. And Team B goes after item in its third location. Safe is empty because it was given to Betty White. So they realize that, that's how they would realize is they go into the location, realize that the thing isn't there, and that the other team has it. And so after need and go, that we have was it find? We have find, which would be the finding of the thing, which we're already kind of doing. Take, return, then change. I believe that's it. So really find could be like up by the Betty White part. Right? And then take is so I guess we could just kind of start going from take just to see what we are thinking. So the take phase is so find is a couple things. Find is not just that they find the thing they were looking for. Find is also like go to see the oracle, kind of see the bigger plot, the bigger picture. That's when they are going to find is when they learn that they've been had and that they're going to be like that they were the patsies. They have to learn that, right? Mm-hmm. And they learn that the team is going to come after them. So all of that we need to kind of put in the find space. So maybe we start there. Dusty, you're going to be writing. Is that you good for that? Yeah. Okay. So what do you guys think? So like, let's say in our heads where we've left off is our team is in Betty White's apartment, and they have found the necklace or the MacGuffin or whatever. And the other team, Team A, is in Finger Blaster's apartment or whatever, and realize in his safe that it's not there. And now they're like, where the fuck is it? And so we got to figure out ways like, how does Team A know that? First, there's got to be a celebration because they're going to have like, the reward for getting this thing was huge, whatever that reward was. And then they have to realize that they're going to fucking die. And so maybe it's something like they come out, like they're walking out and they see in Team A, like basically they walk out as Team A walks in, and you have sort of like a shootout. Like they see that Team A has it and they're like, they start to fire and chase them or something.
I have an idea about that actually.
Go for it.
All right. So Team B, the actual thieves, like the Ocean's 11 crew, mm-hmm. They're in Finger Blast's apartment. They don't find the necklace, but what they do find, like hidden in the same room behind a hidden panel, is a bank of video screens with cameras in bedrooms all over the apartment. So apparently,
okay.
So he's not just like an asshole; he's also a voyeur.
All right.
It could be like that scene from Archer where Krieger has the mansion wired and like half the cameras are in toilets, but maybe that might be a little bit too far, but. So like you flip from one camera to the next. It's like one bedroom after another. Maybe we can show, and maybe one bedroom after another, one bathroom after another, one shower after another. Apparently he's got the room wired, like the whole building wired for sound, so we can see people, in places where he's not supposed to see them.
Okay. And
maybe one of those is Betty White's apartment or bedroom where this thing actually is.
I'm down with that. All right.
So basically, he gets off watching her or whatever, and that's and so we can show an image of like the Team B group like really grossed out by this. He's like thinking, what kind of pervert is this? And then it stops at Betty White's well at the Mom Ram's apartment. Grandmam's apartment. And
Ram Graham is a different movie, and we can't write that one.
All right. Team B is like shocked, like, oh my god, he's watching this sweet old lady. Hey, wait a minute, isn't that the other team? Holy shit! They got the MacGuffin. And then the next panel, empty panel, maybe like some swirling dust as they all run upstairs to go get this stuff.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, so it has the advantage of like explaining how they would know, and B, like inserting, like basically having some fun at the at Finger Blaster's expense, because that's exactly the sort of thing a guy like that would do. Try to get away with it.
Yeah, I could see that. Doc, what do you think?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
All right, and so maybe they figure that out, and then, well, what happens? I guess at the same time, then they also have to contact the employer, right? Hey, Galaxy Rider, how are you? Galaxy says, happy almost Friday, y'all. Long time no see, but glad to be back and loving the new Discord updates. Thank you so much.
Hey,
That's all.
welcome back, Galaxy.
Dusty had nothing to do with the Discord updates. Nothing at all. No, he actually busted his ass. So he did a great job. It looks really good.
It was supposed to be easy. It was supposed to just take a little bit of time and be easy.
It really was.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, it'll be quick.
This is how we do things. We do it right.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe as they're running up, one of them like pulls out a cell phone and calls the boss and lets them know what's going on. That would probably be the easiest way to do it.
Right, and maybe he's like kill them all kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's like basically they're running upstairs and hey boss, the other guys got it, and it's like, what? How the fuck did this happen? Never mind. Kill those guys and get the stuff.
So maybe like chasing ensues kind of.
Yeah, or like the equivalent of like yakety sax playing in the background.
Other like some yakety sax.
Yeah.
That's part of that's me on Saturday nights growing up. It would be Monty Python, Doctor Who, and Benny Hill, and I'd watch it
Benny Hill
religiously every week.
And you mentioned Benny Hill. It's like I think one of the influences for this is the original Italian Job, and he was in that.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was. He God damn, excuse me, sorry, one of my cats is just doing something he shouldn't. Yeah, he was who's my baby boy? How you doing, baby boy? Oh, you're so adorable. Sorry.
I'd recommend a spray bottle.
No, I could never do that. He's just so adorable. But no, it's like in the original version with Michael Caine, he played like the equivalent of like the hacker, the technical expert. Although in that case, I think it was like the electrical expert. But he was also playing a Benny Hill character, which is basically like, well, today he'd be considered like a sex pest, but back then it was considered just charming. And the plot line was that in Italy he saw this really, really rotund, older lady, and he got really like hyper horny about her, and he got arrested apparently for exposing himself. That was the actual plot line. So
For the Italian Job?
I think so, yeah. So, and that actually was in the Italian Job. That was the thing that kind of like blew the plan to smithereens, because he had a major role in that. And so they had to. So in the movie, like the thieves had to improvise.
Mm.
And then you had like the whole famous like Mini Cooper chase through the sewers and over the stadium dome.
So funny, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Benny Hill could never survive today. It was a
No.
different era.
It was, yeah, really.
I don't know how he survived then.
Yeah, for real.
He wouldn't get canceled mostly because there'd be a line of people trying to cancel him and they'd all be getting in each other's way. But I mean,
let's see. So how do we get out of this? So they find. So the other part of the find, basically the find and the take. The take stage is basically to get the thing, but then all the bad guys close in, right? This is when everything starts to fall apart.
Right.
So if the fun and games of the go phase is the heist itself, like going to actually do the heist, then the take is sort of like all that shit falling apart. So basically, I think whereas maybe the like, what if like the first part, where in the first part they can do no wrong, like they're completely bumbling and everything, they just keep landing 20s. Now it just completely opposite. It's like they can't do anything fucking right, and just everything goes wrong. So what are some weird scenarios that from maybe from some of these like Ocean's 11 or the Italian Job or whatever, like heist fuck ups that we could, like where the team starts to get shit canned. Like I don't know how deep we want to go. Like I love the movie Heat, but I don't know if we want like a giant street scene where we're shooting cops kind of a thing. Like that doesn't really seem like it's gonna fit.
Right.
Like.
So basically, this is when like the two teams meet each other and hilarity ensues, right?
It can be, yeah, among other things, because we have like, I think the things we could play with are like the teams meeting each other and trying to kill, and Team B trying to kill Team A. Then we also have the employer trying to kill them. Then we also have the mark trying to kill them, right? Yeah. So we could even introduce like Dead Step as kind of like, Finger Blaster's assassin or something.
Well, I have an idea. How about this? So, remember that movie where Catherine Zeta-Jones did with Sean Connery back in the 90s?
Oh,
yeah, I don't remember what it's called. And I got a laugh for a little cat, so I can't look it up at the moment. But
hold on.
Well, there was a scene in that movie where they show, entrapment. Yeah. There was a scene in that movie where they show Catherine Zeta-Jones, kind of like doing the whole twisty acrobatic thing to get through a laser net.
Yeah.
It was mostly like long lingering shots of her backside. So maybe we could do something like that with one of our characters, like maybe like one of the female characters, like the eye candy character. You got to have a babe on the team. That's just like a heist rule.
Like you're talking about Polar Star.
Yeah, Polar Star. But maybe what we could show is that Polar Star is the one like who has to navigate the field. And there's like several scenes of her like kind of like doing what Catherine Zeta-Jones did. But maybe she ends up clipping. But then she clips a laser line, and that triggers a silent alarm. And then what happens is that as the two teams are coming down the stairs and run into each other, the security company, led by the guy who's working for Finger Blaster, show up, and we basically get a three-way gunfight.
Oh, I see.
And so basically, and they basically take both sides by surprise. But Team A, they our bumbling heroes use that as cover to get out, while the other team is like basically stuck, trying to shoot their way out.
Yeah. Can somebody throw like a kilo of coke from Graham Bam's apartment into somebody else's face, maybe?
Yeah.
It's like the classic like pick up the dirt and blind him, in the
and they need
in the martial arts fight.
We talked about them finding a tank in the apartment and like.
Yeah.
I do kind of like that. You just find a fucking tank and like drive.
Yeah, it's like a mini tank where you're just like, like looks like a toy, but it actually does something.
And we can even. This is a CG a cut. Todd might understand. You just have a character be like, "Oh shit, this just became a tank heist." Todd might understand tank heist.
I like that. Jesse, put that down. I like tank heist. Tank heist. Like I like So let's have them escape this clusterfuck. Like, I like we've got this like this penthouse kind of high rise or whatever, and that gives us a lot of room to play with Finger Blaster's trying to kill him, Dead Steps in the building, maybe trying to kill him. Maybe he's not introduced at this point. I don't know. You've also got Team B trying to kill him, so they have to escape. They escape through the tank, by I guess driving the tank out of the penthouse window.
Out the window. That'd be a nice, like, you get that like angle shot with the glass bursting and everyone's like on this tank at once.
Yeah.
And one guy's driving and like the biggest guy's got to be like driving the little thing.
tank,
Everyone's hanging on,
How? Okay, here's my question: how do they survive?
Looney Tunes rules.
Looney Tunes rules, yeah.
Looney Tunes? They just
Yeah.
bounce off of a. There's like a fruit stand at the bottom, and they just like
Yeah.
bounce off the.
Or the tank only shoots like KY jelly because it's for finger blasters, like
Oh,
orgies, and they just like lay down the
just
lube and just
down.
slide.
oh.
It's not what you think. It's not what you think.
What if they like okay, realistically or some?
What if it's like a
semi-realistic-
spider tank, like Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah.
Or
could be.
what if it's like with the A-Team movie? Like
a
the one
spider tank would work because then he has legs.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like
scale down the wall.
Yeah, like those tanks in Ghost in the Shell, those spider tanks.
Are we gonna do like
Or
what was it in what was it? Which Fast and Furious was it where they like hooked like the car hitched a ride on the fucking helicopter? Did you ever see that?
Oh God, yeah.
Like they did a Tarzan swing, but it was a car.
Okay,
Strapped
they
to
could
a
be
fucking
okay. Yeah,
helicopter.
that give me an idea. There could be lots of crazy shit in that place. So like there could be some kind of like giant harpoon thing on the wall and blood,
Oh yeah,
And they,
trophies
like-
kind of stuff.
yeah. And so they jam the harpoon down the tank barrel, attached to a rope, drive the tank straight out, fire the tank, harpoon another building, and swing, and it just comes crashing to the ground with a swing and like grazes the ground to slow it.
What we could do with that also is that maybe we have a shot on the ground where there's some guy with a really expensive sports car, and then the tank just crashes into it, like lands on top of it.
Yeah, just goes bowling through traffic basically as it comes to a stop.
And what we could do is we could have the guy who owns the sports car basically being a dick. You like stealing the parking spot of like a little old lady in a in a beatable Lincoln and says, first come first serve, bitch, and like something like that. Then a moment later, like the tank swings by and the car is demolished.
Or it could just like whiff him, like by the just like tops of his hairs going one way, and he's like, "What the shoo?" And then it's on the backswing that it, like takes his car out. You know what I'm saying? Either of
I
those
wonder what if
scenarios.
what if they had the harpoon and they shot it like oh yeah, this will work, and they drive it out and they get like a minor swing, but of course a harpoon is not going to hold up a fucking tank,
right?
So the line snaps, and so the tank is thrown upside down through a building, like across the street, like. They fall like 20 or 30 stories, swing a little bit, it snaps, and the tank is basically pushed.
Oh
into
yeah.
Like
You get like the cutaway with the tank going doom boom boom.
Yeah, like
through the
Superman,
walls.
like how Superman gets punched and he gets punched like through a fucking
yeah.
through a building or something.
Yeah. Like
Perfect,
through
yeah.
like a barber shop, like a leprechaun barber shop, or some like weird shit like that. Yeah.
And he gets totally like pushed through a building.
Yeah, perfect.
And then through the other side, either it stops in the building in maybe a weird way, like I don't know, like
No, it comes out the other side.
I was gonna say it
When
comes out the other side and then
as
it
it
lands
falls,
on the cars.
it flips back over and lands right side up
Right. In a parking space.
in a parking space.
Where a meter maid is about to give a ticket to the car that was there like 2 seconds
Yeah,
ago.
and they just crushed it, and they all just kind of like clown car out, staggering.
Hey, look, we just figured out how to make that happen. That's believable. Fuck it. Let's do it. Print, cut, shoot, done. Oh, man.
Come up with the most ridiculous shit.
It's so dumb, but it works.
But it's great.
Yeah, I think it works. Okay, so they've gotten out. they've gotten out of the core predicament, and now they have a whole host of new predicaments, right? The predicaments being like they now have like all of these major fucking problems, which is great. Like that's the whole point, right? So they have all these fucking problems now. You know, all these people basically want to kill them, and they have the MacGuffin. We haven't established what the MacGuffin is, but I don't know if we need to. I kind of like the old. I kind of like the old Pulp Fiction where you just don't know what the MacGuffin is. I think that's kind of got power to it.
Well, that was also how I think how it worked in a lot of Hitchcock movies. You know, he was the one who came up with the term MacGuffin, and a lot of his movies, like you never knew what the object was, or you knew what it was, but it wasn't really explained what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a plot device to move the story along.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So what would their plan be? So they've survived this, they escaped, they now have the MacGuffin, they know everybody is out to kill them. What do they do now? Like, I mean, they must have a discussion of like, oh, well, we have this MacGuffin, but we can't split it. Maybe it's like a physical thing or something. I think a physical thing. So like, it's not like they can split it. Like
They got to
6
get back
different
to like a
ways.
hideout or something first, right? A safe place. Which they
Yeah,
didn't really have
where
that
do they go?
conversation.
That's a good idea, Doc. Where do they go, Doc? Do you have an idea?
I mean,
Carl's.
what is
Back to Carl's?
yeah, Carl's, or you know, what's the most?
Yeah,
Where are they going to go? I mean, like it's going to be like I was going to say like the bowling alley. Like I got the best spot. And it's like the worst spot, you know, to go hide, right?
What if it was
You
like
know?
in a Waffle House?
Okay.
Oh, that'd be good.
Like they're like, yeah, I've got the best spot, and they're like, cool, and it's like legitimately the
Waffle.
dumbest shit ever. Like it's
Or-
literally a Waffle House.
Yeah.
or maybe it's a Waffle House, but there's an extra walk-in freezer that doubles as Carl's like office and armory.
Or if it's like a children's library next door, they all go in there like all mangled and guns blazing, coked up, and
What
they're
if they?
like,
What if? Wait, I like this. I like this. What if they went to it? It was a children's library, because he had a card or something, and then like, he can't. Like they have to talk, but they have to figure out what to do, but they have to
Yeah.
whisper.
Yeah, they gotta sit around the table with like in the little bitty chairs, you know, because it's
Yeah.
a kids' library, right? And
Yeah.
there's like Legos and crap on there.
I love that. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. That's pretty funny. And so what would they? I mean, again, they are idiots. So what would their? Okay, so they're at the library. What would the plan be? Like they have to figure out a way out of this mess.
Well, if they're idiots, and the chances are that like at least some of them are going to say, you know what, this is more than I paid than I bargained for. I'm out of here. Good luck, guys. So I think
True. Yes.
But the thing is, though, is that so when that happens, though, that should happen at the very end of their conversation, though. So like we get one of these guys, he says, you know what, I'm out. Good luck to you guys. I hope I never see you again. He goes outside, just as like basically like everybody who wants these guys' heads starts showing up, guns blazing, and he runs back in and says, "Never mind," or something like that.
Right.
Because we have to show that these guys have to realize that their only way of getting through this is if they stick together and work together.
Right.
Because normally under a situation like that, the first impulse for at least some of them would be like to cut loose and like run like look after themselves.
Yeah.
Because like remember, these guys aren't really a tight knit group. They were just brought together for a specific job. They have no real bonds, long term like bonds holding together. So we have to like.
Well, there is a like inside of the Dark Knight of the Soul section, which is in Take, is sort of like where the infighting happens, right? Like the heroes decide that they hate each other, they go their separate ways, right? They will eventually come back, to fight the bad guy once and for all, but not before like trying to go off and do their own thing and like saying I hate you, basically.
That works.
So we're gonna have them. So we'll have them split up, maybe-ish, right? Like they leave. They're like, "Fuck this." More like you said, more than I bargained for.
So all of this is still take then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Return is sort of like the final showdown,
Okay.
right? And then change is like the final resolution. So we really want to come up with like, there should be like a few different things that happen. Like, so if they go off on their own, then that's actually, maybe we follow what it is? Maybe it's the main character, whoever our lead is, our fall guy or free guy or whatever we're calling him. He's like, you know what? This is stupid. I just wanted to get some free money or something. Like, I don't even know you people. Like, you guys are fucking idiots. I don't know. Like, he's just like not having it. And so he splits, right? And the problem is that he goes back to his apartment, and he's soon going to realize that he can't do it without people. So I think that's when Dead Step comes in, maybe. And it's like, now he's got to escape this fucking crazy assassin, right? And then maybe that's also how he finds out that the employer wants him dead too. Does that sound like it's feasible?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Because then you almost have like, one of my all-time favorite movies is The Professional, or Leon, however you want to call it. Have you guys seen that movie?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, so fucking good, dude. One of my all-time favorite movies. Luc Besson, I love him to death, and he never, outside of Fifth Element, there was like never another good movie. But like, yeah, I absolutely love.
What about what about Nikita?
Oh yeah, Nikita.
Yeah, no, Nikita was great too. Yeah, Nikita was really good. So I think maybe like we can kind of do like the escape from the apartment kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like you had some of that kind of action going on. So yeah, I think maybe that's something that we can tap into. And then he has to like, I don't think we have to show like what happens to everybody, but we have to figure out a way for the other people.
No, you show what happens to everybody, that they all get attacked. You just don't show them all getting away.
Right. So you leave it up to the reader's imagination to wonder, kind of.
You show the beginning of all of their attack, but you come to the main guy and you follow him, and as he's getting away, they all run into each other. So you just assume, they all escaped and then come back together as they're running away.
Maybe they have a safe house, like we I like the idea that they're meeting in really dumb places. Like it's not like a warehouse; it's actually like some funny kind of like juxtaposition place.
Well,
do you
remember a few weeks ago when we did the role playing game? We had them all meet up at like basically a pizzeria in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Carl's grandmother that was run by Beelzebubby.
Yeah,
and it also doubled as Carl's place of business.
Well, I thought Carl, if I remember correctly, I think originally Carl worked at a bowling alley.
All right, so yeah, I mean, or so maybe they go to maybe they go to Carl's bowling alley because it's like the only place they really know that might be safe.
See, I like this because that's cool too. Because then the interesting thing is like, because when they come in, what if that's like their safe place and they do agree, like if something happens, like that's where they kind of meet, and like they just like one at a time like walk in like the Walking Dead covered in like torn clothes and blood, basically, like guns and like you know what I mean. So it's just like, and they're trying to like maybe we can maybe establish it earlier that like the reason it's a good spot is because they can be like maybe they can hide in plain sight kind of a thing, or at least they're trying. So they come and they're bloodied and they're fucked up and there's like they're just firearms and bullet holes, and they try to play like a normal game of like bowling or something to just like pretend like everything is fucking normal because that's what they had agreed to do, but they don't really they can't really do it. It's like maybe it's like maybe they meet up in like one of those kids party rooms.
Oh, right.
You know how like these places all have like little happy birthday balloons and cake, and they just get in there and the kids are all fucking screaming and they're just covered in blood.
Like the birthday party clown like nopes out. Like,
yeah. You're I can see that being the end of an issue. Like, hey, the birthday clowns, the birthday entertainment has arrived. This is exactly
or the birthday clown freaks out because he thinks his like shady past is finally catching up with him. He's like, I'm trying to live the good life, man. Kind of thing.
And then there's just these like dudes covered in blood that are just walking in. The kids are all screaming and shit. So stupid. Oh.
This is ridiculous.
You could give a nod to actually like the clown there. That's how I'm picturing this birthday clown. He's like not like Bozo the clown. He's more like the clown, like big and slovenly and just like shitty makeup and trying to do his best.
What if the clown became a sight gag, where like the clown's like shit, my past, that kind of thing. It's like splits, and then like it ends up that he was like. He ended up working for like Finger Blaster or something, or like he lives in the building, or I don't know. Like I feel like that has a potential to be like a recurring. Like maybe not for this, but I could see him being like an enemy of Dead Step or something. And maybe that's how like at some point in the future, maybe that's how like he's basically the Joker, right? The clown is basically the Joker from the Joker film, like really fucking. Like serious criminal kind of dude.
I've still never watched that one.
Dude, really? It's so good.
I forgot. My wife watched it without me, and I was pissed off. And then I just never did. I don't know why. God, dang! I need to watch that.
You gotta watch it, man. It's so good, dude. It's so good. But basically, the clown could be like a big criminal. Maybe we can reintroduce the clown later on as a way to save one of the characters from a Dead Step kill shot. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Like the clown is like, "Fuck you, Dead Step," or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's always good stuff. Would you have just like the random background piece that comes back around like further on in the story?
Yeah, we could even insert the clown at the beginning of the story somewhere too. Like he's getting fired in the background or something.
Yeah.
Or like a side, like before the tank, he's like talking about how much his life, how things are finally changing for him in his life, and things are finally looking up.
Yeah. Like he just don't even know why it's important yet. He's just like a scene where he's just like
I can't
warming up and like getting ready for his day.
Yeah, baby, I finally got this job. Everything is great. I can't wait. and then like he has to, maybe it was his fucking car that got smashed by the tank. You know, and then he gets to the birthday party, and you know, gets just fuck this character up or something.
Yeah.
So stupid.
And stuff like that's good to interject in narratives. I always like the stories where you see big events through the eyes of just like a normal dude, you know. So like throughout, you know, different sections of a story, it'll just be like him walking through the thing and him talking to, oh, so good, and then finally it all comes full circle and just like, man, you guys just wrecked my entire life, and then that's an origin story, right, for whatever he's gonna do.
Yeah. And so how does this? So here's a question: what do they do with this MacGuffin? Because they have this thing, they can't. Whatever the MacGuffin is, they can't. It's not just like magically worth $1 million, right? Like they're not just spending the money or something, right?
And maybe what we could do is we have a scene where they're all together, but they're all back together. One of them has the case of the holding the MacGuffin. He cracks it open, and there's like a glow coming. There's like a glow coming out of it. You know, like this weird ethereal glow. They look down at it, and it's like, holy crap! Is that what I think it is? It's so much bigger than I thought it would be. You know, like they talk about they're oohing and eyeing over it, but we never see it, or they never say what it is, and then they close it, and like one of them says, "We got to get rid of this."
Right.
No wonder they're trying to kill us.
Right. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Yeah, but like, I like that a lot. It's just, I guess the challenge, the next part though is like, okay, well, they have it, but everyone's trying to kill them, so it doesn't seem like they can just like return it. Right? Like clearly they were set up. They have to somehow make everything right. They've got to stop Team B from killing him, Dead Step from killing him, and you know.
I think the answer to that is pretty clear. They have to go after the boss, because you know, basically it's pretty clear that maybe one of them will say, listen, you know, everybody the boss wants this thing. He's sending half the city after it. So why don't we just give it to him? You know.
Is there something in the world, like, or the lore, that this could be some vital component to? I mean, this isn't like regular, like our Earth, whatever. Is there something in Hyper Brooklyn that this could be a power source to, a key to, a something to, that runs something that that could actually wind up being part of some other story in the future, like to tell the story of what this thing might be?
It could be connected to the primordial
or the gloam. Yeah, the primordial.
Maybe it could be the dagger from the novel.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's cool.
I was going to say previously I suggested something that had to do with what brought Heinous here to this universe, but that's cool. That's better.
The knife is pretty. Yeah, the knife's pretty cool. Because then you're like, that's almost calls for an editor's note of like, check the novel.
Yeah. Like something truly legendary that's unique to that world.
Yeah.
That they just really stumbled into, and they're like, oh shit. But you know, something that's even there is like fabled almost, or you know, and they're like, oh wow, this is like really the thing. Oh shit.
And then, you know, so basically, so then they see it's a dagger, and then one of them says, you know what, this is way too much for us. You know, the boss wants this. He's sending the entire world after us. Let's just give it to him. You know, set up a meeting saying, listen, we'll give you this thing, but in return, you gotta, you know, you gotta promise not to kill us, and you know, and pay us something for our trouble.
Yeah,
After that, we're quits. You know, we go our way, you go yours. We never see each other again.
right. The please don't kill me because we're like way out of our league conversation.
Yeah, and then you know, and then maybe one of them will say, you know what, and if you don't, you know, we'll throw it down a storm drain. You'll never find it, or something like that.
Or
do they know a guy that knows what to do with this? Can they actually potentially like turn the tables? Like, oh, now we know what we actually have, and like I got to take it to, whatever. Like the basement guy knows all this weird shit about everything, kind of thing. Like it just depends on how far you want to keep extending that story. But yeah, I mean, like the apology thing is good. Please don't kill me conversation.
yeah, I guess the question for that is like, how do they guarantee that they don't get killed? Because what's to stop it? Like, oh, thanks for giving me the knife, and then
Right.
you're still getting wasted.
Yeah, you're gonna die no matter what, right?
Well, in the movies, it's always like they always meet in a public place. So maybe what we could say is that they have to meet in front of. How about either in front of the police headquarters, or even better, in front of our world's version of the Hall of Justice. Where our version of the Justice League is, has their headquarters. Like literally, like the one place in the entire city where you do not want to be caught doing something violent or bad.
If I might add though, so far everything has been really humorous. Like just everything's gone completely wrong. Like the whole thing is just kind of a big joke on these guys, and it feels kind of weird that all of a sudden we're taking a turn, and then this is that they have the most important object ever. So what if the object was something like completely utterly useless because they were being set up anyway? Like maybe still important but useless, like Carl's bowling shoes or something dumb like that.
Well, then I guess if that's true, then why the importance of killing them? To get the thing back, right? Like,
yeah.
Well, I thought the whole point was to set them up to get rid of them, right? Wasn't that the point from the start?
Yeah. Well, I think the idea was that they, like, getting this object is so hard and so risky that you might as well send a team in to get assassinated as a distraction.
Ah, right.
Yes, I think it was a riff on Spies Like Us. Where in the movie Spies Like Us.
Oh, that's a good one, man.
Yeah, Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd's characters are hired for this covert mission, but they're really just decoys, for the actual mission, and they're not. And basically, they're hired so that they can be caught by the Soviets and basically killed, but they end up like actually being the ones who actually survive. I think that was the idea behind it.
Yeah, I just don't know how yet to like. I like the idea that they're bumbling idiots and they have the most powerful fucking thing ever, basically. Like a weapon of ultimate power or whatever. I just don't know how to get them.
But that's like a beat where you'd end an episode, like something, and go in to lead into the next almost. You know what I mean? Like that's a natural stopping point. Or like if the guy went home and the assassin came, like that would be a point you'd be like, next episode, kind of thing. So you got to figure out like how much you keep wanting to turn the stakes up and what you actually want resolved out of the whole thing. Because if we're drawing this, right? This is for a comic.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's already a whole lot of shit going on. I don't know how much. I've never drawn a comic, so I can't imagine like how
there's
many
about
pages
2 issues worth already.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Maybe 2 48-pagers.
Yeah, there's enough. I love the idea that I just wanted these characters to get out alive. I mean, this is the great part. I mean, I think this is also the part where like
the thing is though, once they come together and know what they're doing to stay alive and work as a team,
right?
The tone does change.
Right.
It's not as slapsticky.
Right. That's a good point.
Not that there's not still going to be humor in it, but it's not going to be them being incompetent.
Right.
The incompetency, we should have the incompetency come from them not working together properly.
Right.
Causes the bad situations.
So maybe what we could do is they realize they got the dagger or whatever it is, and it's an incredibly powerful artifact. They know they're in over their head. They want to do a trade with the boss, and they want, but they don't want the boss just to take the artifact and murder them anyway. So what they do is that they set up the meet in like not just any public spot, but like a public spot where literally like they're like they'd be literally under the eye of the most powerful force in the city, like either like the police, the army, or this world's version of the Justice League or the Fantastic Four, or whatever. And they meet there with the boss, and furthermore, we can also say that as kind of a way of also being kind of humorous, but also like showing how they're actually now that they're working together, they're actually turning out to be really, really effective at what they're doing. They make the boss and his goons and his hirelings go through all basically like they make them go through all these really ridiculous steps in security, designed to like basically make certain that nothing weird happens, and also just to kind of like get back at them. So, for example, you tell the boss, okay, go to this pizzeria, order a pepperoni pizza, order like the most disgusting pizza they have on the menu. You have to eat every single slice. And the boss says, "I'm not going to do that. If you want," and then so the boss goes there. He orders like a pineapple and anchovy pizza. He forces one of his underlings to eat like every slice, and then written on the bottom of the pizza box is an address. They go there, and they go there, and more hijinks happen, and eventually they end up at the because this is a comic, we don't want to stress this out too long because otherwise Avery's wrist is going to fall off. They eat the pizza, and honest is the address for like the Hall of Justice and a time, and Striking saying no guns or whatever, or words to that effect.
Okay.
And then
how does that? And what does that? Sorry, refresh me. Like, what does that do? Like for?
Well, what it means is that while this is happening, they have the boss and his people like under observation.
Oh, I see.
So basically, it gives them an opportunity to like basically tail these guys, see what's going on, and if they're going to pull a double cross, which they probably are, see what that is and kind of prep for it, just to make certain they're not caught out.
Okay, I can see that.
And then when they get to the spot, instead of the heroes, like they pay some homeless guy to come up and like hand them a cell phone, and they negotiate that way. And meanwhile.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then meanwhile, so it's like some bum shows up and says, "This is for you." And if they ask me to say, some guy gave me $50, some guy gave me $100 to give this to you. And we can say that that our hero, like the free guy person is like the mastermind behind this. This is when he really steps up. He shows that he's actually a leader because he can think ahead. And he says, they start talking over the phone. Meanwhile, like the rest of the team is in like different vantage points. Like we can like have like one of these guys with a sniper rifle, targeting these guys. And then what happened? Then of course what happens is that they negotiate the exchange, but something goes wrong. Like let's say for example, I don't know, like the guy with a sniper rifle gets rousted by the cops, or Finger Blaster shows up with his goons. And it turns out that the MacGuffin actually has a tracking device on it, and he shows up demanding his property back, and then like that sets us up for the big final battle.
All right, I can say we write it down. Good start.
Yeah, I don't know, just
interesting.
Just spitballing,
No, it's good. It's really, it's hard. It's really interesting. That's a really interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah, I like it. I'm wondering. Do you guys remember any of the solutions from like Ocean's 11 or any of those? Like, because they always got into like crazy fucking trouble, and then there was always like the thing that got them out of trouble.
Mhm.
Does anyone remember what? I'm drawing a blank on like some of the better like movies that had that happen.
Well, I think what happened was in the first one, Danny Ocean is, he's arrested by Andy Garcia's character, and he's, they put him in a room with a goon who's going to knock him around for a bit, but it turns out the goon's actually his friend, and he fakes being beat up while Danny like
right. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. And I think in number two, well, basically like Latour, like the Latour guy is basically ahead of him the whole way. But then they, I think they figure out who this guy is, and they turn their tables on him. That's how they did it. And what happened was they got arrested. They got arrested by Interpol, but it turns out that Matt Damon's character's mom is a high ranking Interpol agent, and she basically gets them all out.
Right. So it was a little ex machina.
Yeah, a lot of ex machina stuff. Yeah.
I wonder if like they find out who this guy is or something, the big boss.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a good thing. And he's like he's like a senator or something.
Or maybe he's like he's a major like philanthropic character, or like a politician or something like that. Or
that's what I mean, like a politician or somewhere where like it was discovered that it was like he basically has to let him go for his own like
he's like a Mark Zuckerberg character. Well, although in this case I don't know if that would have the same impact.
I totally think it could.
Right.
Yeah,
like the tech guy is the real baddie or something, or was that what you're saying? Sorry.
Yeah. Like there's got to be a reason. I guess my head right now, at least tonight, is kind of stuck on like, how the fuck are they going to get out of this without being killed, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's like, okay, well, what is it that they would have to? The only way that I can think of, at least right now, and we can think about it later.
Actually, I have an idea about that. Actually, remember how I said when Finger Blaster shows up with his whole crew?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so let's say that they get to the meeting. They're negotiating, and they know that this guy's not gonna keep his word. So we show a panel where the free guy picks up the phone and calls Finger Blaster and tells him, "Hey, I have your stuff. If you want it back, meet me here."
Mm-hmm.
I'm working for Mr. Senator or Mr. Zuckerberg or whatever. If you want your stuff, come back here with $1 million. And the guy says, "Oh, I'll come back there with $1 million." And he hangs up and says, "I'm gonna come back there with 1 million bullets to pour in your ass," or something like that. And then fast forward to we go to the meeting, and basically Mr. Senator's on the phone and says, "Okay, fine, you give it to me, I'll let you guys go, but you guys got to know you'll never be safe in this town. I'll hunt you down, and I'll all sorts of like threats."
Mm-hmm.
And then at that moment Finger Blaster shows up with all his goons, and they're all like armed to the teeth, and he says, "Give me my stuff back. I don't have your stuff. You're lying." They start going at each other, and then and basically like a massive two-way gunfight breaks out in the in the middle of like Justice Plaza. And although I don't know if that would work, but because then we can either have our guys jump in just for the fun of it, or that's how they slink. That's how they slink away.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think with something like this, the whole idea is if we're being cinematic about it, just go big or go home. But the thing is, the only thing I'm worried about though is that we have to, if I was writing a novel, it's one thing, but we got
Don't worry about the drawing. Don't worry about that.
All right.
Like story first. We can the writing and the art. We can. That's kind of in our wheelhouse, so we can figure that out. Oh, so Andrew texted like an hour ago. I guess he's not making it.
Well, he
was just leaving the con.
No. It is a long drive from Orlando to Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours. I kind of knew, like when he was texting, I was pretty sure that he wasn't going to make it, but I can still rib him.
He could have told you, bastard.
I mean, to be fair, he probably did, and I probably ignored him.
You just check your text messages. I mean,
yeah, no, he didn't tell me it. He didn't tell me via text.
I mean, I'm going there tomorrow, so.
Ugh, why?
I like going to cons. I mean, I've got tickets for 2 days, but I might not go Saturday because I didn't reserve parking, and Saturday parking at MegaCon in Orlando. That's going to be a bit of a crapshoot. Unless I park like 5 miles away near Disney World or whatever,
or if you get there early.
What con is this?
MegaCon in Orlando. I think it's like along with Dragon Con, it's like one of the biggest ones in the South.
Okay.
Have you ever gone, Doc?
Where's that?
To MegaCon or any of those cons?
Just the local, no big ones. I mean, the one in Kansas City is pretty big for the Midwest, but I've never been to any like super big cons. No.
Who do they have showing up there?
Oh, I mean, like last year they had a lot of Star Trek people. Was Supernatural people that year? They get anime voice actors.
Oh, nice.
It's a pretty good swath of people and artists too. Of course, they've got quite a lot of artists, but it's more like it's a blend of pretty good blend of like pop culture and like fandom and then comics. They do a pretty good job.
Is there a big anime, a big manga fandom in?
I mean, I guess because this year, might be coming up or might have already happened. They actually, the same company did it. They call it, it's Planet Comic Con, and they did Planet Anime too. So
nice.
Apparently they thought there was a big enough, but like every single, it was pretty weak though because they just pretty much had the entire cast from. God, something I didn't give two shits about. I thought they'd have but it was like a whole bunch of people from, I don't know if it's like Naruto or something, but that's like all the headliners were. It was just from one show.
Well, was it the English cast or the Japanese cast?
Oh yeah, it was the English cast. I mean, yeah.
No, I mean because I'm did you know I think I mentioned I'm half Japanese.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago when my dad was, unfortunately passing away, I had to go over. I went over there to see him, and but I mean, it was at the height. It was the height of the pandemic too. So I was actually under quarantine for most of it. And I wasn't allowed to go like more than like a kilometer from my parents' apartment while I was there. But I was allowed to go out, and one of the things I saw is that walking around the neighborhood of this town. Upper town, out, in Tokyo, manga is very different there. I mean, you hear manga, you go to Barnes and Noble and there's like racks and racks of it now, and maybe like a shelf for like graphic novels. But there it's like it's everywhere. I mean, you go to the 7-Eleven, there's like a little one of those little aluminum shelves that has with mangas on it. They're they sell them like literally. There's vending machines that sell them. You go by the local butcher shop actually had a manga rack on it. They make it easy to buy, and the thing is that the younger generation of readers coming up now. And our generation, we grew up reading comic books, right? Well, and so when we read manga, it kind of feels off. I mean, like I said, I'm half Japanese. Even when I read it, it's like I don't get it. It feels weird to me. Well, it feels weird because it was written for a Japanese audience in mind. It's like it's a Japanese story written for Japanese readers that just has to be translated in English. But you get like a 10 or 12-year-old American kid who like reads this stuff like when he's young. It doesn't seem weird to him because he's seeing it for the first time. So to him, it just feels normal. It's comic books that feel weird.
Yeah, definitely. Damn, hold on, Scott. Can I screen share real fast?
Of course.
Yeah, I was just looking up the hold on, I gotta put to a new page or new tab thing. I was just looking at the next con in Kansas City, and it's in March. It actually looks pretty damn good. Let's see here.
Please share.
Yeah. These guys have been putting on better and better shows every year. So first of all, wait, where'd it go?
Is that
Emperor Palpatine's going to be up in this mug?
Oh, what Ian McDiarmid?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Ian McDiarmid, Adam Savage. I don't know who that guy is. So check
like
for Scream. Charlie Hunnam, Paul Bettany, Henry Winkler, Happy Days, Don Most. Sid Croft, he died though, I think, so that's probably not going to happen. Anson Williams.
Well, if it would be a better con if he still showed up.
Here's John Bernthal, Punisher. We were talking about him the other day, right?
Yeah,
David. Fucking love
Keith
David.
He was supposed to show up at MegaCon last year, but he flaked at the last minute. Apparently, he's known for doing that.
Yeah, Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard, who's actually a super huge geek, man. Like I've read some articles with him. Jamie Kennedy. Matthew, he played Shaggy in Scooby Doo, and he was in Scream.
Yeah, he's
Ron Perlman.
He was also in Wing Commander and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's mostly a character actor now. I think he does a lot of stuff for the Hallmark Channel.
Probably.
There's a lot of like actors, a lot of like genre actors from the '90s who are in the Hallmark.
Claremont. Fabry. Who else? Claremont's always there. These are like every year, man.
Claremont's great, and Bisley.
Jimmy Palmiotti, Kevin Eastman, Tank Girl,
Lori Petty.
Well, no, just artists from the Jim Mahfood. No. Let's see here. I assume this is probably all of their lineup. Not bad though, man. That probably had a few more people, but that's not a bad con for real.
At least they have comic book people actually showing up. I mean, a lot of the bigger cons, that's kind of a dying thing.
Oh, here's Brad more people probably.
This
not too shabby. Yep. That'll be fun. When's that? That's March 8 through 10. So
you gonna go?
You're gonna leave Denver and go right to
come back and do this, and then go to maybe hopefully GDC at the end of the month.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh yeah. By the way, it looks like that spot I was looking at in Denver's not there anymore. That's what I've been doing. Like half the stream here is trying to find some new digs for us.
By the way, Doc, like we're going to San Francisco in a couple of weeks before Denver.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Dusty, why don't you tell them what you did for me?
What did you do?
Well, so Todd's actually flying out here to where I live, and then we're driving to San Francisco, maybe about a 6-hour drive. And Melissa, Todd's wife and our lead developer, she likes to save money. And so I recommended to save a little bit of money if he took a stop through Chicago, and she found a deal. And he's got a one-stop flight through Chicago.
So I'm flying. I've kind of doubled my airtime and doubled flight to save like $25 or something.
But he's only in Chicago for 1 hour.
Hey, at least he didn't put you on a Greyhound bus.
Oh, he tried. He tried to take a 4-day train, and we said no. We vetoed that.
What's the difference between a Greyhound bus and Chicago?
Chicago has better pizza.
Fair enough.
Look, when I was like looking at airline flights to Japan, I think one option I had was it literally was 27 hours from Orlando via Finland, Israel, India, Vietnam, and then Japan.
Wow.
Was it cheap?
It does seem
Yeah,
like
a little bit.
great. I can tell you
About 50. What about? I mean, plane tickets to Japan are not cheap. Like I think like premium economy is like $1,500, but would have saved like $20, I guess. And the funny thing is, if it had been my mom doing the booking, she would have taken that deal.
Yeah,
because my mom is like really knows how to squeeze a dollar or a yen, as it were.
yeah, gotta love the women folk.
Todd's got a stopover in Chicago for saving less than $20, so that kind of makes sense.
Dude, I got to take when I went to those conferences in Asia last year, went from Singapore to Philippines, which is not a long flight. It's like 2 hours, man. And I wound up on Emirates airline, which
oh shit,
right? But it was really cheap, dude. Like usually, you're lucky if you get like a cracker or something. They give me a full ass meal with real silverware on a 2-hour flight.
Yeah, dude, they don't fuck around.
I guess because technically it's international, so they just do that. That's the only way I could really think that why would you? Usually it's just a couple hour flight. It's no big deal. You get a soda, you take a nap. But man, I'm talking it's like shrimp, cocktail, and all kind of shit. It's like fancy.
It's almost like there's a reason all the crypto bros move there.
When my dad was a reporter, so he, we were overseas for much of my childhood. So he did a lot of long distance flights, because he had to go around Asia to cover stories. He never ate the airline food. He always brought his own stuff. And one time, he was in Seoul and he had to fly back to we were fly back to Hong Kong, which is where we were based at the time. And he goes to the Seoul airport and he just starts stocking up on kimchi.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like buying kimchi, and there's another traveler says, I wish I thought of that. So then he comes back, he arrives back in Hong Kong. He's got two foil packs of fresh Korean kimchi still in his bag. We stick it in the fridge, and we forget about it for 6 months.
Oh fuck!
And then 6 months later, my dad's going through the fridge and he sees this kimchi in the back of the fridge. And the thing about kimchi is that it lasts forever if you store it right. And apparently, according to my dad, he didn't notice at the time, but the foil packets had blown up so that they were like as tight as balloons. So he takes it out, and he takes out a knife to pop open the packet, and this thing explodes, and it just sprays kimchi all over the kitchen. Yikes,
dude! I saw this thing on Twitter the other day. Speaking of shrimp in the sky, so this dude. This is he was really on the plane. He's laughing at the camera, and then he opens up his backpack. You see a foil bag of something in this tub, right? And then he goes to the restroom, right, the lavatory, and he fills up the water in the sink, which by the way always says don't drink this shit, but whatever. Fills it up, stoppers it, plugs something in the wall, and it's one of those little inductive heaters that you can just stick in water and they'll just make it boil, right? Yeah. The bag is a bag of it was frozen mini popcorn shrimp. So he dumps this into the sink, right? Stirred it around, drains it, puts it back in the bag. The tub is a tub of garlic butter. Takes it out by the goops it out in there, slams in the sink, swirls all around, throws it back in the bag. He goes back to his seat and is just like stuffing his mouth with garlic popcorn shrimp in the fucking airplane, man. Oh my, what an asshole. But oh God, that made me laugh so much. God.
It's utterly psychotic, but funny.
It's completely psychotic, man. I just had to give that guy some props.
I don't know. Like, see, that's one of the reasons why I hate traveling, because you have to, because like the other passengers. On my return flight back from Japan, I got stuck next to this lady with an infant, and I swear for the 11 hours from Tokyo to Seattle, where I had my connection, this kid did not shut up once. It was like it cried literally the entire 11 hours.
Oh,
so
God.
Good.
Well,
They
fortunately,
just kicked a guy off the plane for farting last week.
Yeah, I saw that. That's some serious farts, man. If you get like,
well, actually, that's not even the funny story I heard. Is that there's this influencer, this fitness influencer, who's like suing an airline now because apparently as part of her thing, she had butt implants. She had like butt implants put in to like give herself like a real hourglass figure.
Yeah.
But apparently now her ass is so big, she can't fit in the seats.
Is that the one where there's a clip of her like walking off yelling? She's like, "I'm famous on IG. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself." It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Like that,
And people are just laughing.
Yo, what's up, 2K?
Yeah. Oh,
what up,
maybe,
TK?
you know what we should do with this story while we're at it.
Yeah. What's up?
Show some scenes of like Fingerblaster is supposed to be like an influencer, right? Like crypto bro influencer or not?
Yeah, he can be. Yeah.
So maybe we show a few scenes of him with and like some let's just say enhanced women with enhanced body parts.
Oh yeah, when you like intro like the character, like show like
Yeah.
like what he's all about and stuff.
Yeah, like show him kind of like a cut rate Andrew Tate.
Right.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I hate like really like layer on how much of an asshole he is because Andrew Tate's like a major douchebag.
Yeah, but this is like Hyper Brooklyn, right? There's like weird speciesed people.
Yeah, so like so like maybe he's there with like I don't know like an orc in a bikini or something like that.
Yeah, or like a leprechaun with one of those Kim Kardashian like badonkadonks that just go out like 3 feet.
Yeah. Like surgically enhanced.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
Or like some like zombie babe.
I don't know. Do we really want to start dealing with necrophilia?
It's undead, bro. It's totally different.
It's totally different if you're only mostly dead.
Yeah.
When I sit here and type something like leprechaun with Kardashian badonkadonk, it really makes me question my life decisions.
Dude, you need to start taking these streams and making reels for like TikTok of just the dumbest shit that we say and be like adult fantasy, like come on down, like
come on down.
Seriously, man. People be like, who are these guys?
Yeah, no.
Where can I get some of that juicy leprechaun booty?
That juicy cartoon booty.
Didn't we actually like do something like that for the role playing game? Like there was a scene where they're basically being chased by like ghetto leprechauns or something.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Yeah, I have so I guess so for this is total sidebar but related. So Dusty has slowly over time been compiling a book of isms like that we say in our like just weird things that end up coming up from conversations from stand-up and stuff.
It's really funny that you brought this up because I just recorded juicy cartoon booty
I was just going to. That's exactly why I was referring to. I was like, if Juicy Cartoon Booty is not in there,
Do like Finatra does, where he takes samples from people's streams and makes songs.
either that or
yeah.
like I was gonna either that or like Mustache of Valor.
That's a good one.
Todd, have you heard that song Finatra did of Eric,
No.
the Big Bad Booty Daddy?
Oh yeah, I did. I actually
Yeah,
did.
that's Finatra.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Oh, dude, Todd, I gotta send you this link. It's this. Maybe you've seen her. Her name is I think it's Ellie something on Twitter. But she does these like font skits about fonts. I don't know, but she's a huge Star Trek nerd, and she does this Star Trek rap. You got to
cool.
send it. You got to send it to your wife, man, because she's
yeah.
gonna take it.
All
It's
right.
like really, it's just a total rap about Star Trek techno babble. Yeah,
Oh, that's excellent.
yeah, it's awesome, dude.
Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah, I gotta find it. She does a lot of really clever, like deep nerdy skits. Oops. Where am I? Where am I really?
Oh, what I miss?
Nothing. We're kind of winding down a little bit.
Mhm.
Right.
I think summarizing lore games tonight, I think we actually did pretty good, man. Like I feel like we got to a really good like we're kind of looping back up. You know, we still have to figure out a few things, and we'll take another pass at it, you know, a couple passes at it. It takes time. But it's actually, I mean, how do you guys feel? Like it actually to me it feels like it's coming along kind of nicely, you know? Like
Yeah, very nice.
I think it's good.
Yeah,
it feels like it's flowing a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're definitely building a base here for an actual story that we can write.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's coming along, and I can. The more we talk about it, the more I see it.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey Todd,
Yo.
did you ever see that fan film that somebody made of Slain the Horned God?
No.
There's I found it's old. I found it recently because I was just looking for stuff on YouTube, you know, to find like just people talking about that book. I just wanted to, you know, watch something on it, and I found the short. It's in Italian or something. I don't know what but like some of the visuals, dude, it's just straight out of Bisley's artwork.
Oh shit.
It's
Okay.
a short film somebody did. It's on YouTube.
I'll have to check it out. I freaking love. I mean, you know, Flame the
I
Horn.
was just like, damn, they did this how many years ago? Like 6 or 7 or something like that. Look it up. It's
I
pretty
will.
sweet.
I will. I absolutely will.
I couldn't believe it. I was just like, no, this is insane. And I don't know what possessed me just to look up people talking about that book. It just went through my head. I've been thinking about Bisley's art though a lot lately.
Oh yeah.
Biz and Jay
Well,
Lee.
because he's a freaking genius.
Yeah, Biz and Jay Lee and old Jay Lee have been on my mind a lot lately.
Yeah, dude. I was we can talk about this more tomorrow too because of Nerd Den, but I was one of the things I've been playing a lot with Midjourney 6.0, and like one of the things that I miss already is like Midjourney's getting better at rendering real shit, but all of the weird shit that you could get, like Midjourney 4, I figured out a way to prompt an old school Jay Lee style that was fucking sick. And I was like, oh God, please let them please let this. Like I would. Oh my god! Like I just. It was so good.
Yeah, I got something. I got something to tell you about that, but off the thing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe we should wrap up. You guys want to wrap it up?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Awesome. Well, everybody, thank you so much, man. This was a really good Lore Games. We're actually coming to it, man. Like I mean, it's only the second or third episode, I guess, in this volume. But like, we're writing, just in case you're joining us now. Basically, this is going to be, I think, it could always change. But I think this is going to be a graphic novel or a series of comics, because the first batch that we did, the first Lore Games batch that we did, turned into a novel, and that is almost ready to go. We're just kind of taking our time to do the second draft edit. But Zach wrote that, and it's absolutely fantastic. The second batch of Lore Games we used for the RPG, and we're testing that. I'm rewriting the rules now based on, we've played a bunch. So as soon as I get another draft ready to go, we can jump back in to kind of plan some of that, because I know like Doc and everybody wants to play a little bit. And then this batch really, and we did another batch with Cobalt Fox that may turn into, I feel like that's more of a novel, but I'm not sure yet. But this one feels like a 6-issue limited series or something. It feels like a comic book movie kind of a thing, right?
I still want to do a supermarket romance novel set in the adult fantasy world.
Dude, let's go. How about that? Could be the next Lore Games. A supermarket romance is a great premise. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, how Devoid and
Finger Blaster
meet.
They're set on having Finger Blaster and Devoid be like a romantic couple.
Yeah, like.
Well, by the time you get to the story that we talked about first, of versus the primordial rising, they've already broken up, and
right.
she's swoons over Heenus.
See, it just writes itself, man.
It just writes itself. It just kind of, it just kind of there. It just kind of does itself there. All right, well, guys, this was awesome. Love you guys. Thank you so much, Doc and Zach and Avery and Dusty. I love it. We made progress and we got to have some fun, and I love doing this with you guys.
Oh, you're welcome. You're so welcome.
Man.
Galaxy, thank you so much for showing up. You're awesome. Great seeing you again. 2K, you too. Glad seeing you as well. Big things coming. A lot of announcements in AF, man. A lot of announcements like this. Holy shit, dude. We have been so busy. A lot of stuff going on. We're going to have some announcements coming up very, very, very soon. Some partnerships with some projects you probably know and love. So,
and maybe one you don't know yet.
There's a lot of stuff going on. I feel the bull run coming. I feel it coming about 12 months away. Like everybody, the pieces are being set on the chessboard. So, right? Man. Love it, guys. All right. Love you all. Take care. See you tomorrow, Nerd Den. Same bat time, same bat